And I was really, I told Ron Turner the same thing. I thought Florida International had a lot of tough kids. They I think we were probably a little bit, because they woke us up on the goal line in that one drive, and they battled, and and then our guys hung in there. I thought the third quarter was really, just seemed like, I think the Temple game was probably had a little residual effect, and maybe it was my mind, but it just, we bat the ball, and all of a sudden he catches it, and then it's a 15-yard penalty, and then we get another 15-yard penalty. They had about 3 penalties, and the kid knocks Taj out of bounds, and we got a penalty against us. So I credit the kids for in the fourth quarter really doing a great job, and Coach Marcel and the defensive staff did a really good job. The kids really battled all week in practice, and they put a great plan together, and then most importantly, the kids executed it. So really good win for us.
Whip, you guys have kind of a patchwork defensive line out there with, like Bob said, you got Peter at nose tackle and Enoch getting snaps out there. What did you like out of what they put on tape against a bigger offensive line?
We'd gone ones-on-ones this week, and those guys really competed hard in practice, just like they did before the Temple game. So we were having a hard time on offense moving us, so I felt pretty good about that those guys would be able to stop the run, like they did. Did I know that it would happen that way? No, not really. But those guys have fought. They hung together, and the kids, we had a good week of practice, and I think it really showed up on the field today.
Kitch had practiced all week. Was that just a game time thing where you wanted to hold him out?
Yeah, he really hadn't practiced much, so just, those other guys ready, and, we'll get Shaqui back pretty soon, and so, we need those guys. Try to control the ball a little bit more, and, we did in the fourth quarter some, but try to, I figured that with the amount of plays we ran in the first half that we'd be able to run the ball some in the fourth quarter, and if we could protect the lead, which we were able to do.
Did Markin do some of the things that you've asked Rod to do in the past, as far as some short stuff and some tough yardage catches?
Well, we moved to X in the two-back stuff, and he had a big catch on a post, and yeah, just a little bit, and then Shakur didn't practice during the week. He had a bug, and he was all right the other day, so we kind of were going a little bit more that way. With Rod out, and then Sharif couldn't play, we had to do some things with our linemen and add an extra tackle and add an extra guard so we could try to run the ball. And then I thought Shaq Harris had 2 good days of practice. He made a good catch there, a couple things there. So I had to use A.J. Doyle at tight end. So there's a little bit of a patchwork. And, credit to the coaches for getting those guys ready. So probably left a little out there just just bottom line was we found a way to win. I just felt like it. I knew they had a good week of practice. It felt like the Ball State game before him, but we didn't have the confidence we had at the Ball State game because we hadn't won yet. So there wasn't like that. Oh no, there was an anxiety a little bit on the sideline that I think, and that was kind of from the Temple thing, was clearing our mind. Now we're over that hump, and I think that it's really hard to get one, and then not that it's going to be easy to get number 2, but there was a different feeling in the locker room than at any time last year. That wasn't like they were surprised they won last year. They were really joyous at Kent State, but just I think it's kind of like now we can really go on and get our season moving.
Was that a hurdle you had to get over to start getting any?
It just felt like that. It just felt like that. I don't know. Just felt like that in the sideline. It felt like the half. It just that series of plays was a little bit like, what's going on here? I mean, I can't say I've ever seen that before. Where all of a sudden we're saying in the sideline here, Liam and I would practice that. We tip the ball, he catches the ball. You never do that as a quarterback. You knock it down because you're only going to get drilled. And we get a 15-yard face mask. Then we stop him on 3rd down, and Shane gets a penalty. And we give him, and then Taj gets shoved out of. So it was kind of like on our sideline, you're going, all right, and you got to credit the kids. They just, we had a nice drive there, And they weren't talking about field goal or anything else. We were talking about touchdown. And, you know, it was a real good drive for us.
Well, did you say something to him at that point? Because when things have gone weirdly wrong for you in the past, last year and this year, things haven't finished the way you wanted to. Did you say something to them to try to stem that?
No, I just, you know, we just kind of did a thing. I think being here probably helps a little bit. And they just went out and made the plays, you know. There wasn't any panic. They were, you know, said, here's the things we want to do, we want to look at. And we got a couple different things. We hadn't run a screen in a while, and they were getting pretty good pressure on Pro. Their two ends are really good players, so, you know, that was a big play that Jamal made. And I thought, like, as I said, some of the things that, you know, our seniors wanted the thing so bad early. Joe Vaughn drops the interception. Fro drops a snap from center, you know, and on a first down play. And then, you know, it just kind of was like, you know, and then Jamal gets a holding call, and it was, those guys were really, you know, fighting. It wasn't coming, you know, it was a grind, those guys, which was a good thing for us, you know, and they found a way to get it done, so I'm really happy for them.
In some ways, is winning like this better than if things had gone your way and you won going away? Did the guys had to find? Well, the guys had to find a way to win today.
I mean, you know, they've been fighting. They've been, you know, it's you know, so I mean, time will tell. You know, I think with that, but there wasn't. And we're growing. We're getting better. We got some young guys that are learning, and I think the seniors have really put it on them this week. So, you know, we'll enjoy it today, that's for sure.
Mark, with Logan hitting his kick as comfortably as he did, has that done anything this early to settle the place kicking issue at all in your mind?
Well, he's a kicker, you know. You know, we had, you know, the goal line thing where we got one. Well, he came to the sideline, which was good. And the first one, he goes, I nailed that thing. And then we go, what happened? A guy jumped over and blocked it down there. And I wanted to go for it on fourth down, but I also wanted to, you know, I'm not the brightest guy. I said, well, I'll give him confidence from there. His first field goal, we get it blocked. Yeah, nice job. So that was kind of my thought. We thought we had a couple good plays that I was going to call. I said, no, we're going to take it, get 10-0, and all of a sudden it comes back. So, I mean, that's why you don't want to coach. And then we get to 5-yard. We knew that they, you know, we played for a field goal there, and Fro did a nice job in a 2-minute. And, you know, you kick well. And Mike Caggiano kicked well this week, too. I didn't make the decision till yesterday's practice. So, and then Blake's accepted his role as being the kickoff guy. And, you know, Logan's grown up a lot. He's really come a long way. Really proud of the kid.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks, man.
Tajir, when you caught the ball for the last first down there, how'd that feel at that point when you kind of knew you had it sealed up?
Words can't even put it into perspective how it feels. I'm still just trying to live in the moment and trying to enjoy this win. It just felt so great. It's just like all this hard work it just all synced in. And we still have a lot of work to do, but we're gonna enjoy this win.
Mark, how did it feel catching that second touchdown pass now when you guys had that two possession lead and the game was finally starting to swing your way?
You know, it felt great to actually be Fro trusted that I would be open. And I feel like regardless of who he was through to, they would have gotten in, they would have gotten in. So it definitely felt good to actually be.
Fro, in a day where you got so many times things just didn't go the right way, you shoot yourself in your foot. To have a couple plays like that go your way with a nice throw and catch, and then they get the first down, is it kind of a relief to finally have, hey, some of these things are going our way on offense, and we can close this out?
I mean, definitely. It's going to the end of that game when they scored, and I mean, it was 17-14. You're thinking, this is the time you're going to score right here. We went right down the field, and kind of, they gave us the right matchup and the right coverage on that play to mark it, and it kind of worked out nicely. And it was just great to just be in the locker room down there when everyone's so excited. I mean, it's kind of that's the reason why you play football, and there's moments like that just because just the atmosphere in there. It's just because winning is a lot of fun.
You close out non-conference play with a win. You didn't start the way you wanted, but you close it on a good note. Is that the way you can kind of get some things rolling as you move on to the MAC schedule?
I mean, definitely. I mean, obviously we won that game, and we're extremely excited about it. But there's, like you said, there's a lot of things to correct there. And as we look going into the MAC schedule, playing Bowling Green next week, they're a great team, but we're ready to go.
John, you guys were playing with a bit of an undermanned defense with a bunch of people injured. For you guys to put together the effort you did, force as many punts as you did, today. How proud are you guys of the job that you guys did?
Proud of all our guys. We all work hard, and our mentality is next man up, and all go out there and ball.
Jovan, same question.
It's exciting. We had a game plan coming in here, and we executed, and that's always a great thing to do. Get as many punts as we did, and force as many punts, and for have all the people step up. It's incredible to show how resilient this team is. So I'm very excited.
Do you feel like you were one of the guys? I mean, obviously you play regularly anyway, but you had a bigger impact today than maybe you've had in any game in your UMass career. With some of those, do you feel like, hey, if some guys are out, you've got to make that much more of an impact?
Of course, man. I want to step up and do good for my team.
Jovan, you guys were missing some guys in the defensive line. They're outsized. You can just see it on the field. What can you say about the job they did, both stopping the run and then getting pressure on Magoo to let you guys clean some things up?
Those guys have nothing but heart. I've said it. These guys are tremendous players. They fight every single play. They might be undersized, but you can't test someone's heart by just looking at them. So these guys they fought very hard the whole game, and everyone had a great game.
What about a guy like Peter Enge, who lines up at nose tackle when really he's a defensive end?
Yeah, like you said, he's a defensive end playing nose tackle, and he's undersized to play that position, but his heart, his desire to get to the ball is like no other. So it just shows the type of player he is. Hardworking, that's what he is.
Did it feel like you guys had to use speed today, knowing that their offensive line was pretty big? You guys are down some size. Was it just basically a speed game, doing stunts and that kind of thing, just to work on the
It was, and we also were physical. So it wasn't just a speed game. We came and we punched in the mouth like we wanted to too. So at the end of the day, I'm proud of the guys up front, and I'm proud of everybody on this team because we answered the call.
Tajay, it seems like we ask you this every week, but it seems like teams they don't want to double you sometimes. They'll leave you open to make plays. On that field goal drive, they're just giving you the sideline. What goes through your head when you see, okay, they're going to let me do my thing over and over and over?
It just puts a smile on my face because I trusted this guy sitting right here next to my right that no matter who it is, he's going to get him the ball in the right position to make a play for his team. So we spread the ball around today, and teams couldn't really double me or anything like that because Markin out there making plays and the rest of the guys. So it's a beautiful feeling.
Obviously, Markin had numbers today, but it seemed like he got some tough yardage for you guys and some catches in some tough spots. With some of the guys you were missing, Rodney specifically, who's had that role for you guys before, how significant was it for him?
It's huge, just the fact that, there's some times with like roll coverage at Taj, you try to double them, and they can't do it, and you can't try to double everyone, get Martin out there making plays, and he's over 100 yards too. There's too many mismatches there with those two guys, and they present a lot of problems, and then, obviously he's carried the ball in his hands, and he does a lot of great things.
Markin, did you have a feel for where the line was on that, where the sideline and the corner was on that last touchdown? Were you kind of following the ball and trying to keep your eye on where you could step on the same time?
Yeah, you always gotta have a feel for the field, but I feel like Phil just made a great throw. He put it in the perfect spot to allow me to stay in.
For anyone on the sideline, when Logan hit that field goal at the end of the half, the place kind of erupted. When you have a guy who, he's a punter and he comes in and has to back up 5 more yards. When he makes that, how much of a boost is that for you guys going into the locker room?
That's huge, especially it was his first time kicking this year, and he came in kind of just ice in his veins. It's almost like he didn't follow him at all. He's kind of have that kid up there. We back up 5 yards, and he's still smiling. He was like, "Well, it's more yards now." He's like laughing about it. He was like, "All right, sounds good." And then just go out there and drill that. It probably would have been good for 55, 60 the way he hit it. Just running a locker room like that. It was definitely a good momentum shift.
Jovan, can you believe that this is the first ever conference win since you've been with this program?
On the conference?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. We had a lot of close ones while we've been here. And to finally get it done, our senior year, it's a great thing.
Like Tajay set the program record for single game catches with 15. What records out there are there left for you and him to kind of go out there and smash?
For us, I think it's really just if they're going to single them, just keep on the ball to them, and just keep doing work. 15 for 159, that's pretty impressive. He finally got in the end zone, so it took him a while, but finally got in the end zone. So this thing with him is just he's a great receiver. I'm lucky that I have these two with me.
Anything else for players? Thanks.